You know the best part of this day is all these fucking work from home wage cucks that are just arguing their little fucking hearts out. Like, no, I'm more productive at home. I'm gonna have a fucking raging hard on when you're fucking. So right now, if you want to get frisky, and I'm not willing to get this frisky, but I'm close to being this frisky, is the office real estate market right now is in this like once in a lifetime shit show at this point right now. So right now, office buildings that, let's say, in 2015, maybe they were worth $10 million. Today, you're looking at them for probably 40% of that, $4 million. Okay? That's how much value has been lost as a result of people moving out of the office, partially from COVID, partially from a lot of work from home type of situations. There is some huge value to be had, but you're not going to cash flow for a while. So that's kind of something to consider right there. So if you have a big appetite for risk, getting into office space could work. But it's risky. It's risky because, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one is, do you think that's sound advice for someone that doesn't fundamentally understand it like me? And then second of all, do you...
Well, I don't understand it and I don't do it, so no.
Well, and then secondly is like, what is your expectation that everything is going to come back and that this is just a dip?
I think that in certain areas, so right now I would 100%, if there was a decent opportunity to buy an office building in San Francisco, I would buy one right now.
Here's the one thing that I think is a little bit scary that might have actually changed the game forever is work from home might start fundamentally altering the composition of cities and downtown areas. Right? Like if that work from home shit stays permanent, then offices might not recover and you might see different layouts for cities or like people moving out more than they would have otherwise because they don't have to be like located in an area for work.
I think work from home is going away.
Do you think work from home will go away?
Yeah, and you can see that when people are taking over companies now, and that's the first thing that they're ending. The simple fact of it, I mean, I really don't want to have this argument with chat, especially right now, is you get more productivity and more work done when people are coming into the office. And that's just it. I'm not going to have the fucking argument about it. It's just true.
One would think, but there have been studies out of Microsoft and also in Japan that have shown that Microsoft did a big work from home study and showed that productivity actually went up. Now, like as a business owner, I agree with you, Dan. I don't understand how it would not be the case, but it seems like the actual empirical evidence that we have is that the productivity it increases. But that doesn't make sense to me as a business owner because my employees don't do shit.
I feel like it's got to be like it has to be probably depending on the type of business. That'd be my guess. Like there's probably some business that lends itself really well to work from home, and there's probably some stuff that like doesn't at all.
That's why I think it's interesting that Microsoft ran it because that's a tech company that you would think it represents a lot of the type of work that gets done in the knowledge economy. So it seems like it could transfer over. Let me find what I'm talking about. Because I think when people go to the office, they probably work an hour or two. And most of it's like collaborative meetings that don't get anything done. If you're a good remote manager and you set people to KPIs, I think you can get a lot done in remote.
I don't even think you need to have the argument over what gets more work done or not. It's just really at the end of the day, it's what does the CEO want? What does the executive team want? And I think that's going to be a resounding, they want people in the office.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, it'll also come down to like certain types of like product. Like if it truly is better to have the problem here's like one problem that might be a thing. Work from home might only be better for employees. And if that's the case, then people will bring it back. Like say you can get, let's say that you can do 8 hours of work in an office in 8 hours, but let's say at home, let's say you can get that same work done in like, 2 or 3 hours. They'll just bring you into the office because it's not like they benefit from you getting your shit done faster or whatever, or allocating your time better,
Okay, cool. Sorry. Can I didn't mean to
do whatever you want.
Okay, cool to you. Sorry. I meant okay, cool. I found the study. I was like looking at it. Okay, so I was a little bit wrong on his conclusion. So short-term productivity goes up, but long-term creativity goes down. According to a study published in Nature Human Behavior, 61,000 Microsoft employees in the U.S. gathered between December 2019 and June 2020 revealed that while hours worked went up when employees shifted to working from home. Communication, particularly in real-time conversations, fell significantly.
And I think that there's weird economic effects
companies.
Yeah, there's weird economic effects. As stupid as it sounds, like there are weird effects that happen when people are just close to each other, talking to each other, that are like economic multipliers. Like even having like businesses located in the same city next to each other causes like really interesting types of collaborations that
Two people meet at a cafe and talk about some plan and then do something. Yeah, it's like probably immeasurable, right?
Yeah. Or no, it is measurable and it is measured. Like there are like those like fuck, I don't Rage Pope would know. I'm sure there are like some NBER studies on it or whatever, but like you can literally look for like having businesses, different like similar types of businesses located in a cluster next to each other, like causes efficiency gains in the businesses. Like it's a well studied thing. Or
yeah, I mean, I guess this is basically confirming what you're saying. We believe so. Based on this research, we believe that the shift to less rich communication media may have made it more difficult for workers to convey and process complex information. And that's basically what you're talking about. Is that proximity, like, kind of conveys that power. Yeah.
But not just intra-business, but inter-business. Like even between companies, like having two companies in the same area can cause like benefits and gains and productivity and like efficiency and all sorts of weird shit.
A lot of this comes down to like it's almost an agile versus like Scrum type of development thing, but when you look at this, it's like, is it more efficient in some cases, or say all cases, to work from home? The answer might be yes, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Companies are not run as hyper efficient machines. There's going to be meetings that happen all the time that are not needed because management wants them. They want to be briefed on something, and it's a waste of time for someone else. I feel like in this circumstance, you're going to see management still wanting people in the same building as a result. I mean, I would, right? If I had a company of 1,000 people, I'm going to want people in the office so I can get a report on what's going on, or if I want to change something, you're going to want to go and walk over to someone's desk. And I feel like even if you're losing 5% or 10% productivity, and I don't even think that you are in that case, I think that management's going to make the decision to do that. But all this comes down to at the end of the day, what we're talking about is office space going to be
continue to rise, or
yeah, exactly.
Well, my question to Steven, you were saying that the layout of cities might change. Let's assume that remote work does encompass this huge, like, kind of cultural shift. What the fuck happens to all those buildings? What do we do with them?
Well, it's not even just the buildings, but I remember, like, in New York, they were complaining about this, that, like, work from home also destroys all of the service shit around there, too. Because people aren't going to Starbucks, people aren't going to restaurants, people aren't, like, so.
So what happens?
I mean,
like,
I don't know.
Is it just like China where we have these like huge skyscrapers that just nobody's in them?
Well, I mean, I imagine that. I mean, like the U.S. industry or U.S. it's all private, right? It's going to be sold and demolished and shit. Like people are going to want to put new stuff there. Maybe.
Well, like skyscrapers, I think you can expect that there's going to be, essentially rezoning, hopefully, or something along those lines going to happen. You know, the best part of this day is all these fucking work from home wage cucks that are just arguing their little fucking hearts out. Like, no, I'm more productive at home. I'm going to have a fucking raging heart on when your fucking wage slave boss makes you fucking come back into the office and he's getting you there to fucking go clean up the toilets because that's your fucking job. So shut the fuck up, stay in your lane, and remain silent. All right?
Take 1 sec.
Jesus.
Fucking Christ.
Okay. Having people like in the office actually does sound nice. Cake, I want to be able to look over your shoulder and ask you questions about like, do we need that line of code? How many lines?
A lot of employees refuse to come back after work from home. Well, good. Then they get fired, and then they find out, oh, wait a second, there's not that many work from home jobs in fucking 2026 or whenever all this shit fucking happens. All right, that's all happen. But you guys know the best. You guys are all the titans of industry that can controlling the strings and all the other shit. So, we should be listening to chat here.
Destiny, 2 things. Number 1.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. I want to come back later to discuss your debate with Nuance Bro later on this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of thoughts on that. Number 2, Dan, is it possible that empty skyscrapers would be like converted into like commercial, or not commercial, but residential spaces?
Oh, definitely possible. But really, here's a problem with that. So if you look at, in big cities, right, you're going to have skyscrapers, and typically the zoning there is going to be commercial on the first 2 floors, and then office. And commercials is...
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.